You were born to do this.
What's going on, everyone? I am Cole Wolfbrine. Welcome back to the channel. We are playing some more Mass Effect 3. And we're almost at the end, guys. We've got 2 main missions left before the end game. And only 1 DLC left to go. Man, we're getting close. And also, the Oblivion remaster comes out tomorrow, supposedly. So, I'm kind of glad, because I know I was going to play Divinity Original Sin 2 next. But Oblivion is one of my favorite games of all time. So, yeah, no, we're playing the fuck out of Oblivion.
Clear to dock, Normandy. Do you need ground transport?
The embassies.
I need to get to the embassies.
So we are
Yes, Commander.
going to talk to the Asari Counselor to start one of the coolest missions in this game with the most frustrating end to a mission in all of Mass Effect. And if you know, you know. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to spoil stuff, but frustration is building in me. And I'm trying to drink less soda, so today we got my water with my cool ass gym cup. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, get it on Amazon.
Commander Shepard, thank you for coming.
Did you find something?
The Council has ordered a full review into Donald Udina's activities.
Good.
Still piecing together his coup attempt.
He was a piece of shit.
That isn't why I asked you here. The situation is growing urgent for my people. We're aware your crucible is still missing a key component.
The catalyst.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know something?
She's like, I'm gonna be Whisper.
Not exactly.
Even though, if someone has the tech to listen in on us, they absolutely are.
The highest levels of my government.
What is it?
With any luck, it's a means to help you locate the catalyst. The artifact is kept in a temple located at these coordinates. I've ordered a scientific team to meet you there.
Yeah, why the secrecy? Why not just tell
This
everybody?
artifact is so important. Why keep it hidden?
Every species in the Citadel has its secrets, Commander.
Hi, random CZ car.
This one, in the wrong hands, would upset the balance of galactic power.
The Reapers are doing that right now.
Which is why I'm bringing this to you.
Thank you,
Appreciate the help.
I suppose.
It's you who will be
I got
helping
an
us.
ingrown fingernail,
The
and
matriarchs
it's
are growing
really
desperate. For the
annoying.
first time in our history, Thessia is vulnerable. For all our intellect, we're outmatched by Reaper firepower.
Yeah, no shit, so is everybody.
Whether you know it or not,
For all our intellect, we can't handle the Reapers. No shit!
Goddess be with you.
I don't believe in your goddess, but my girlfriend does, I think. It's like she says goddess, and by the goddess a lot, but I don't know if she actually believes in the goddess of fame. Also, I love when a religion just, even if when they only have one god, they give it a name. You know, that's the laziness of modern Christianity. They're like, we don't speak our God's name because we don't. His name's Yahweh. Or Adonai. Or Adonai, I think. Honestly, if I was going to convert back to an Abrahamic religion, it'd be Judaism. Christianity just doesn't make sense to me. I'm not either, though. I will never be. And no shade if you are a Christian. Like, I don't mind that. Condolences to any Catholics out there. The Pope being dead and all. Damn you, J.D. Vance. It's gotta be jarring. You know that dude got off the plane back in the U.S. and his wife was like, so the Pope died right after you left. And he's like, oh, fuck. I hate J.D. Vance with a passion. He's a piece of shit, but man, he has the worst fucking luck. And it's hilarious to me, and we love seeing it happen to him. Alright. The Asari homeworld.
Heavy Reaper attack. There's activity across most of the planet.
What about the temple? Can you raise the scientists?
Negative. All channels are scrambled across the spectrum.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Mission's looking really dicey.
This is too important. It's now or never.
Then it's now.
That's my home down there. I have to go.
Then get to the shuttle and let's do this.
Oh, we are definitely bringing a specific team to this mission. Like, there's no one else we're bringing. Liara and Javik. Wait, let's change up her armor a little, her costume a little. Yeah, let's bring the armor. We're battling her homeworld. I wish the Legendary Edition would have given Javik more, like, outfits instead of just an alternate color. Like, I kind of get why he never got, like, DLC equipment, like DLC costumes, but it's also like, can't the man have something? He's one of the coolest party members. One of my favorites, for sure.
Liara, do you have anything more on this artifact?
These coordinates the counselor gave you are for the Temple of the Jane. My mother took me there once. It's several thousand years old. And for some reason, it has classified government funding.
Sounds
Like
like we're
most
on the right
churches.
trail.
What if we're too late? My people are dying down there.
So, did the...
Empathy is a weakness. You must numb yourself to loss.
Oh my god, Javik. So, did Thessia only ever have one religion? Has it always been the goddess Athame? I think it's called the Athame doctrine.
Thessia took you to this temple?
I was just a child. I thought it was a history lesson, but now, maybe there was more to it.
What do you mean?
Your mom might have been like, hey, Liara, you're gonna need this in the future or
I
something?
went digging through her old files. She had
I'm on a
hundreds
cut,
of
and my
records in this place,
shoulders are starting to
some
look
dating back
more lean,
centuries.
and I'm happy about
I
that.
still
Ooh.
can't crack most of them.
Shoulder day. Shoulders. I
Whatever's
didn't even
going
hit
on,
shoulders today.
It's well hidden.
Oh, they're looking
I
nice.
studied your mission reports.
I'm starting to
Your
get...
mother was indoctrinated.
Yes, we had to kill her.
Yet it did not stop you from fighting. As I said, steel yourself. Many more lives will be lost.
We can't ignore that people are dying. The Reapers may not have mercy, but we do.
It is their indifference that gives them power.
I mean, he's got a point, but also,
There's
no.
another way.
The Reapers... I don't think the Reapers care, Shepard. I'm getting to the point where I have to pick an ending, too, and I'm like... I'm not like when the game first came out, everyone hated the ending. I don't necessarily hate the ending of Mass Effect 3, but I am not really a fan of any of the three. So there's three choices. I'll say that now. I will spoil that. I'm not a fan of any of the three choices, really. But, you know, could be worse.
You must be Commander Shepard!
Hi, Laura Bailey.
Lieutenant! Commander, we heard...
Wow!
The barrier's been breached! Commander, we'll talk later. You know that gun up there. Use the jet!
Big gun go kaboom. Why does it have two sets of gun going off? This is gonna bother me. It seems to think the gun is still going off when I'm not firing it, which is weird. These people are dying real fast.
Enemy targets on the bridge!
Oh my god, that's grating. Oh, and it's not gonna stop for the cutscene either. Ah!
In the air! Block that hole! We're on it!
Ah, that's a glitch. It's gonna bother me.
Someone get me a location on our snipers! Yes, ma'am!
Yes, Laura Bailey, ma'am.
I'm Lieutenant Curran. We've been told to expect you. My orders are to hold this grid at all costs. Shore up the barrier!
Oh god, that's so fucking annoying.
My people out of here.
No.
This is important. We need your help.
Well, unless you can give me a good reason to stay, we're not dying for a field of rubble.
We're after a relic inside the temple. It's important.
That's what this is all about? One of our outposts has been trying to reach the scientists over there, but we lost contact. Get that gunship moving! Now!
Yay, gunship. That's probably gonna be helpful.
I'm sorry, Commander. If your relic has lasted this long, it can wait a little longer. enough people today. I'm pulling the rest of them out.
No!
This is why you bring Javik. Every time I watch someone do their first playthrough of Mass Effect 3, like a blind playthrough, I always get nervous that they're not going to bring Javik to this mission. But usually they check comments and people are nice, like, hey, no spoilers, but take Javik here.
Find your resolve. This war can end. Do.
I didn't bring him my first playthrough, and then I watched a Let's Play and saw this, and I was like, holy fuck, this is cool.
We're building a Prothean superweapon. It'll win this war.
I believe it. This is Lieutenant Curran. Hold your positions. I want a path carved to the temple.
See, and all of these Asari have unique facial models. Because it's not hard. Because it's not hard to make unique facial models for NPCs, right? Right, Mass Effect Andromeda? Why does every Asari that's not PB have the same face?
Burning like this is...
It can be rebuilt.
So
Don't worry
dumb.
about the next 20 meters.
I was an Andromeda defender for a long time, and I definitely am not anymore. And I had a friend who's like, are you going to be a Veilguard defender forever too? And I was like, well, I actually might be a Veilguard defender forever. Because Veilguard... There is nothing Mass Effect Andromeda does better than Dragon Age of Veilguard. Nothing. At all. Even if someone wants to say that Veilguard is the worst Dragon Age game, which I think is incorrect, because Inquisition is the worst Dragon Age game, it's still so much better than Andromeda. And every time people are like, oh, Veilguard reminded me of Andromeda. Why? Andromeda is exactly like Dragon Age Inquisition in almost every way. Which makes it the worst game in the franchise. I'm sorry. I know people love Inquisition, and even in my Let's Play I was very positive about it. I like Inquisition, and I do like Andromeda. But Andromeda is easily the worst BioWare game I've ever played, and that includes Jade Empire. Which I don't even remember much about Jade Empire, but I played it as a child. And I was like, this is okay. But that was the worst BioWare game ever made. Until Mass Effect Andromeda. Yeah, I will fight anyone who argues with me. Mass Effect Andromeda is without a doubt the worst BioWare game ever made. Like, period, end of story. BioWare could never make a game worse than Andromeda. And if they did, they deserve to die. As a company. Oh, well then Veilguard is better than Andromeda. Significantly. Veilguard's better than Mass Effect 1, too. Then again, Mass Effect 1 isn't very good. Like, I remember my Let's Play, I got some people commenting, it's like, you talk a lot of shit about this game, claiming to love it, and I'm like, I never claimed to love Mass Effect 1, I claimed to love the franchise. I'm actually really happy I didn't start with Mass Effect 1. I'm happy I started with the PS3 and Mass Effect 2, because if I'd started with Mass Effect 1, I don't know if I would have liked the series as much if it was my first impression. Because as first impressions go, Andromeda was a bad one. Or not Andromeda. Mass Effect 1 would have been a bad one. Okay. Oh. I need you to do that as I do... Liara, I need you to work. Okay. Yeah, Mass Effect 3, gameplay-wise, is easily the best Mass Effect. Mass Effect 2, story-wise, I don't know. Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 are kind of on equal playing field for me. I think I still, after playing through most of this game, I think I still slightly like Mass Effect 2 more. But Mass Effect 3's DLCs give it an edge. But Andromeda is definitely the worst Mass Effect game. Like, the 4 Dragon Age games, I would say, are a lot closer in, like, how good they are than the Mass Effect games.
I can't imagine that.
They assumed we would hesitate to kill them.
I would.
What answer would you prefer?
Oh my god.
None. Let's stop talking about
I
this.
could never, ever harm my child.
Above us!
Or my niece. Or a child in general, unless they were threatening my child.
My people have stopped devils. They changed their minds when the Reapers arrived.
They're Asari. We might be able
Like, I would say, if I was going to give it, like, flat rating, like, for Bioware games, Mass Effect Andromeda is a solid 6 out of 10, so it's not a bad game, but it's not good. Mass Effect 1 is a 7 out of 10. Mass Effect 3 is, like, an 8, and Mass Effect 2 is, like, an 8.5. No Mass Effect game is a 10 out of 10, or even remotely close to it. No, I have the better one already.
How long can you hold out? Here, as long as it takes. Can you really win this war?
We get to that temple and the Reapers are history.
That's clear over here if you need it. And let's do some damage. Nice shot.
Yep, I'm good at shooting. But with the Dragon Age games, the worst Dragon Age game, in my opinion, is Inquisition, which is a 7 out of 10. Veilguard, I would say, is either 7.5 or 8 out of 10, depending on the day, and my mood changes. And then DA2 and Origins are both 9 out of 10s. And if you're one of those people, Dragon Age 2 is the worst Dragon Age, then you don't value video games for their writing. Because Dragon Age 2 is the best written Dragon Age game. Especially when it comes to the fucking characters.
Get moving, Commander.
Like, much better than Inquisition. Inquisition does have... I will say Inquisition has the best written characters, like, individually, like some of them, but also the worst written. Veilguards are all just good. That's kind of the problem. The only standout character writing-wise to me is Davrin. Because Davrin's so well written. Nev's well written too. They're all well written. There's just none of them are to the same level as Solus or Cullen or Fenris. I talk a lot about other Bioware games on this playthrough. But when it comes to Mass Effect 2 and 3 just completely eclipse 1 and Andromeda. 1 is not that good, and people still talk about it like it's so good. One of my friends on one of my mutuals, AZ, Fenris Defender, she's playing through Mass Effect 1 right now, and she's like, this game's alright, I guess, and I'm like, oh, Mass Effect 2's better, I promise.
I know it's rough, but I don't see another way in without their help.
Have I told you how much I hate this war? Talon Swarm, this is Outpost Tychus. Is there anybody left on this frequency? We're in need of immediate air support. Commander Shepard is here.
Copy, this is Talon 1. I'm on the way. Talon 5 inbound. Ground targets confirmed. Weapons are hot. Light 'em up. Talon 1, watch the jamming.
Yeah, there's a lot of death happening right now. Yep, bye bird. One hair. Get back where you go. Y'all ever have that day, specifically talking to my long-haired audience, which is probably mostly my female audience, if you're existent at all.
Go, Commander. I'll cover
Oh,
you
who
from
am I
there.
kidding? I know what I look like. I know a lot of you are women or gay men. I need you to do that, and you to do that. Come on. But no, I love Mass Effect and Dragon Age for very different reasons. Mass Effect has does a better job with characters, I would say, for the most part. But for actual, like, plot and lore, Mass Effect has garbage lore. Its world building's good, but its lore it sucks. Dragon Age has the opposite problem. The world building is fine, and the lore is pretty damn good. Which is weird because in Origins it was the opposite. Origins had great world building and kind of just basic bitch, simple lore, and then it shifted hardcore in Inquisition, specifically. Dragon Age 2 did a good job of the world building. Dragon Age 2 is where the story shined. Veilguard is the mixed bag. I do not like the way Tevinter was handled in Veilguard at all. Or Antiva, frankly. I like the way Antiva was handled, just not the Crows. Like, Veilguard is saved by the fact that it has a good main story. Like, the actual plot of that game, whew, it's good. Yeah, can you please?
You're almost there, Commander. Keep it up.
Okay, this is a problem. That almost killed me. I hate harvesters so much. I hate dragons. I can't believe I said those words. I don't hate dragons. I actually love dragons. Oh god, we could have got him too. Woo!
So much sacrifice. We have to make it worth something.
Woof! Yeah, no, I truly... I love BioWare's games, but, like, I love them so much, but I also am the more critical of them than any other games. Like, I really cannot wait to play Divinity Original Sin 2 on the channel, because I have the same thing with Larian. I'm hypercritical of Larian as well. But Divinity Original Sin 1 is another example of like, oh yeah, it's a pretty okay game. I give that a solid 7.5 out of 10. Baldur's Gate 3 is one of the few video games I've ever given a 10 out of 10. The Elder Scrolls is an interesting beast as well, because the Elder Scrolls never really has good plot or characters, but always has such good world building and lore. That's what's good in the Elder Scrolls, is the world building and the lore. That's something BioWare could never stack up to, is
Take a look around.
the writing of lore and world building in the Elder Scrolls is so good.
What's this?
The goddess Athene's shield. Legends say she used it to protect Thessia when the heavens grew angry. Our ancestors were probably misinterpreting a meteor shower.
It was an asteroid strike. We deflected it.
You mean the Protheans?
Mm-hmm.
That would imply...
Lore drop!
Is not what you believe her to be.
Sorry guys, we've really been focused on this mission. I've been mostly talking about Dragon Age. What else is fucking new, right?
Could this be the artifact?
Oh, speaking of, I'm an idiot.
It's the goddess Athene's sword. Myths say she wielded it against the jealous gods.
I'm an idiot.
They were a race called
22 minutes in.
Thessia had vast resources. Protected you from them.
Are you actually suggesting that the Protheans intervened in our past?
It's more than a suggestion. I find it strange your scientists would abandon their own planet.
They wouldn't.
I completely forgot.
I'm guessing these are the scientists.
That's the whole thing since I've started doing this overlay and I put like the title of the game we're playing at the bottom. I keep forgetting to... It's always when I'm playing Mass Effect 2. Because I don't forget to switch when I'm playing Veilguard for stream or Baldur's Gate 3. I'm like, okay, I gotta switch. But when I load... It's probably because I usually load up to play Mass Effect like super late at night. I'm an idiot. Because Mass Effect keeps me engaged.
What happened to them?
They've been
I keep seeing people talking about
The Reaper
Sky
tried to
Oblivion
rest.
versus the Oblivion
We'll
Remaster.
have to figure this out on our own.
I'm very much Team Oblivion
Who's that supposed to
Remaster.
be?
The goddess Athene herself. It's a relic of the old faith.
Then why does Athene speak Prothean?
What do you mean?
There is something here. I can sense it.
In this temple, I admit it is strange this place has been so well preserved. Though Athene does have great historical significance. We once...
Shepard just zoning out while his girlfriend talks about her culture again. Shepard, be good to your autistic girlfriend and listen to her special interest. Do other species have autism? Probably not.
There's a Prothean beacon here.
Probably have similar things.
What?
Every race in Mass Effect is so similar to humans that probably.
It's not something you forget.
But why hide it?
The answer is obvious. Power and influence. Your people are holding the knowledge of my race for their own gain.
That can't be. I can't believe my people would keep this a secret.
So that's actually something I want to talk about with like Mass Effect, and something I've gotten much more critical of as I've gotten into like writing. So when you're writing a fantasy story, right, and you're writing something that's based in a fantasy world, you can write the species of the other species to just be human-like, but it's like you can have elves, you can have like what in my world I have Kolsar, who are just really basically big humans who are a lot more like physically sturdy. I have an anthropomorphic wolf race called the Vargr, that an anthropomorphic like serpent people because of like my lore and stuff, but they're still very human, or in the case of my world, elf-like, because elves were the first race. But when it comes to sci-fi, I have a harder time justifying. Like, look at the screen right now. We have a human, an Asari, and a Prothean. All three of them are very humanoid. Which I don't think it makes sense for sapient life to all evolve in similar manners. There are some people who think that that is how aliens would be. They would have to evolve in a similar manner to humans to live in and have our level of intelligence. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all. But, and especially with the Prothean, a species that existed 50,000 years ago, really? It's going to look very humanoid. And how do they make it look not humanoid? Oh, a weird head, or only 3 fingers, or... And then there are some cases where they don't look humanoid, like the Elcor and stuff, but those aren't like races that are focused on. And that's something I've become more critical of as a writer. When I see it, it frustrates me in sci-fi, especially things that are rooted more in reality. Like, I'm a little bit more forgiving of science fantasy stories that do that, like Dragon Riders of Perm and Star Wars, because they're not they're not sci-fi, they're science fantasy. Mass Effect is very much not science fantasy. It is science fiction. It is rooted in the real world. It tries to explain everything with science. Like, everything from the Reapers to the... spoilers for later, the Godchild, even the Leviathan. It's all like, oh, mythological stuff. Oh no, it is rooted in science. And even this, the Goddess of Thame, the Protheans. The Goddess of Thame is just the Protheans. It's very rooted in science. So I'm a little less forgiving of fantastical elements in the science fiction than I am in science fantasy or just high fantasy, right? I can I can have suspension of disbelief because of the story is good enough. But I think that's part of why I just am not a huge fan of sci-fi in general. Sci-fi doesn't interest me very much. Stuff in this game like Biotics and all the others like sci-fi stuff, I'm like, that's cool. Magic's cooler though. And it's like, oh, I have this super high-powered gun. That's cool. I'd rather have a big fancy glowing greatsword. That's more fun for me. Like, fantasy just, like, scratches an itch in my brain that sci-fi can't, which is why I need to take breaks from even playing Mass Effect, one of my favorite video games of all time. Recording this Let's Play, I've had to take several breaks where I don't record for, like, a week or two, because I'm like, I need a break from Mass Effect. Let's go play First Berserker, or let's go play some Baldur's Gate 3, because I just need a break. And it kind of sucks, because, like, there are so many franchises that people tell me I would love because of, like, my political leaning, or like because of the things I like. And I do. Like, I enjoy Doctor Who. I enjoy Star Trek. Stargate. But if you told me, hey, would you ever like to watch a sci-fi show over Game of Thrones? Fuck no. No. Would you rather watch Star Trek than House of the Dragon? Nope. Nope. Would you rather play Mass Effect or Dragon Age? Would you rather Mass Effect or the Elder Scrolls? Mass Effect or The Witcher? It's just something about... I even like post-apocalyptic better than sci-fi for the most part. Like, I like Mass Effect a little better than Fallout, but I'd rather play it. But if you told me, hey, would you rather watch the Star Trek... Here's another example. Would you rather watch Star Trek or The Last of Us? I'd watch The Last of Us. Now, that will obviously be not true if they ever make a Mass Effect television series. And I've gone on a long ramble here. It's a Cold Wolf Run episode. You know I'm going to ramble at some point in the middle of an important conversation in the story. But what I love about Mass Effect is the story and BioWare's writing. And Mass Effect 3 does a good job. There's obviously a lot of plot holes, and I've even talked about a lot of those and how, like, as I've gotten older and as I've become an author myself and a writer myself and have worked on several projects, I noticed the hole. BioWare has similar holes in their writing in pretty much all of their projects, and it's kind of funny. Especially when we eventually on the channel go back and play Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, I will be pointing out a lot of moments where I'm like, this is when BioWare was at its best, is Baldur's Gate 2. And that is a fact. I don't care. It's an opinion. It's an opinion, but I'm going to be I'm going to be hyperbolic and say that it's a fact. Baldur's Gate 2 is the best writing BioWare's ever had. Better than any Dragon Age game, better than every Mass Effect, better than KOTOR. Baldur's Gate 2 is peak BioWare when it comes to writing. Now, characters, when it comes to writing story and plot, like main story and plot and character relationships, Baldur's Gate 2 is peak. Individual character development, though, I feel like they hit their stride with Mass Effect and the later Dragon Age games. Well, all the Dragon Age games, to be fair. But Chihira in Baldur's Gate 2 has more character development than Liara does in the entirety of the Mass Effect trilogy. Sorry, I'll get back to playing Mass Effect now instead of just rambling.
This temple is thousands of years old. Time enough to make serious progress.
The Asari have been hoarding information.
Even a small amount of data would give your species an edge. Or are you insulted that your government didn't involve you?
That's probably true as well. But at the end of that, like, this whole long-winded rant probably sounded like, oh, you're just... It just breaks down to... Sorry, let me collect my thoughts. It just breaks down to, oh, Cole, you're just more forgiving of things that don't make logical sense in fantasy settings than you are in sci-fi settings. And yes, that is 100% true, because sci-fi settings are rooted in reality. Science fantasy, high fantasy, dark fantasy, fantasy settings in general are much less rooted in reality. Especially in stuff like Mass Effect, where it's literally rooted in our real world, where you have things like the United States government in codex entries. It's when they reference real-world events that actually have happened in our real-world history, then yes, I am less forgiving. Does that mean it's worse? No. I just like fantasy better. Which is why, for the most part, I think Mass Effect will probably be the only sci-fi game that I play on the channel for a long time. I'm trying to think of another one. Maybe The Outer Worlds at some point. And I don't consider stuff like Fallout to be science fiction, really. And even then, they're so low. It's all Earth-based, so that gets... I'm more lenient with that as well. Like, super mutants and, like, ghouls and stuff makes sense in the context of the world of Fallout, right? It doesn't make sense how every alien species, almost every alien species in the Mass Effect world, evolved to be very similar to humans, to be bipedal, like, all that stuff. It just doesn't make any sense. They all have guns. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. And you can make the argument, because I know some of you lore guys are going to be, oh, well, the Reapers fast-tracked everyone using the mass relays. Meaning they had to have spaceflight to get there. But yet every species somehow to develop in the same way when it comes to warfare. They're all bipedal, everything. If it was one or two species, that'd be fine, but it's almost every species except for like the Hanar and the Elcor. Even the Protheans, that's a little much, guys. Let's be real. But once again, I'm more forgiving of it in fantasy. And this whole tangent started because I was like, had that realization of like, why the fuck do they all look humanoid? I still love this game to death, and I love the world of Mass Effect. But nowhere near as much as I love the Elder Scrolls or Dragon Age or any of those. But it's still, let's just continue on with the game. Sorry guys for another long-winded Cole Wolf Run rant. I do these a lot. If you're new to the channel, I talk about lore a lot, and writing and storytelling, especially my Let's Roleplay series. If you're someone who came here for like my Souls-like games, and you're like, wow, this guy talks a lot more about story in these games, that's because these games have stories.
Humanity got Mass Effect technology.
That's true.
And we learned of it from the ruins of the race that came before us. It was our secret for centuries.
Yeah, share the knowledge.
It is true. The Asari should have shared this knowledge. We might not have been in this mess if they had.
You don't know that, Shepard. We don't know what's going on here.
I know we don't have much time to find out.
The few records I can access talk about tapping into Prothean data streams, reconstructing matrices, none of which I see here.
I do.
Javic's like, I am a Prothean. I can do the thing.
The creation process has begun.
By the goddess. Literally.
Yeah.
Look around. There must be more of these connections.
Incredible. The beacon seems to...
Look how their goddess Or it could be Javik.
Or it could be the Prothean standing next to you.
And why do they have normal-ass birds? Every planet should not have similar evolution.
More connections nearby. No connection here.
The end of the war is near. Find what we need. Finish the crucible.
Oh, I thought I would still get to, like, play around with the, like, listening and be like, oh, yeah, look, Prothean stuff.
Doesn't look like a connection.
No, I had to look at them all first. Dang it! I thought I could look at them all later. That's my bad. Fucking...
This doesn't appear to be a connection. There.
Because they have some fun things to say about how... Javik has stuff to say about, like, when you click on the ones, like... The ones that look Prothean, he's like, yes. They all look Prothean, don't they?
The activation is complete. We can access the
Like, this is, like, one of the goddesses... let me see if I can... I can't remember the name of the guy, but this is one of the goddesses' prophets who came and teaches the Asari people technology and stuff. And he's like, yeah, and do you not see the resemblance? And, like, here, it's like, oh, that's a primitive rendition of the goddess Athame. Her likeness became more like ours over time. And Javik's like, do you not realize that she looks like a Prothean? Athame was us. And they are like, what you're implying is staggering. It's the truth.
We need to hurry. This place isn't going to...
I didn't mean to skip that, guys. I thought it was afterwards that you got those dialogues. Fuck, my bad.
Yes, very long.
Obtaining chronological marker. Hold.
Sorry, I got distracted talking about lore of other franchises and bitching about how sci-fi will never stack up to fantasy.
Reaper presence
It won't,
detected.
but...
This galactic cycle has already reached its extinction terminus. Systems shutting down.
No.
Hold on.
We need answers.
To what question?
The catalyst. We need to know what it is to finish the crucible.
Prothean VI.
a memory of one of my people.
I am called Vendetta, an advanced virtual construct of Patrick Van, overseer of the project you refer to as Crucible. He died fighting the Reapers in the Battle of Tranvia 9. Your remaining time is also at an end.
We can
Were
stop
all
him.
Protheans so grim?
Probably.
What happened to the crucible in your time? Why didn't the Protheans deploy it?
We were sabotaged from within. A splinter group.
Even though I know you guys like when I go on tangents like that, I apologize for going on the tangent about
Later we discovered
how sci-fi is not as good as fantasy. I still like sci-fi. I still like Mass Effect a hell of a lot. I like it more than some fantasy series.
many patterns.
For the most part. Story-wise, but not the world and the lore.
Peaks of evolution, the same valleys of dissolution,
Exploring space just doesn't interest me very much.
but in a different manner.
Exploring the deep ocean, though, that shit fucking interests me. I have the opposite of thalassophobia.
Responsible for the
I think I talked about that in the Leviathan DLC episodes. Like, I fucking love the deep ocean and big fucking sea monsters. It's such a cool concept to me.
Unknown, its presence is inferred rather than observed. The only certainty is its intention. Galactic annihilation. You now stand at that precipice.
Help me!
There's still hope for this cycle. We need to know what the catalyst is. Trillions of lives are at risk.
Trillions of lives are always at risk. But if the Reapers have arrived to end your cycle, this discussion is too late.
We can break the cycle. We found your plans for the Crucible. We're building it right now.
The Crucible is not a Prothean design. It is the work of countless galactic cycles stretching back millions of years. Each cycle adds to it. Each improves upon it. Thus far, none have successfully defeated the Reapers with it.
They weren't me, bitch.
I know a thing or two about killing Reapers. Just tell us what the catalyst
Yeah, just give me a giant Thresher Maw or a Quarian fleet synced up to a targeting laser.
The last. I am the final hope to avenge our people.
Your mission was known to me. Do you believe this present cycle can deliver retribution?
They have earned the right to...
Hell yeah, Javik.
Tell us what we need to know.
Very well.
Javik's a
If
homie.
you have followed the plans for the Crucible, I will interface with your systems and assist.
Imagine an alternate timeline where Javik's was woken up like automated like he was supposed to, and he's the shepherd of this universe. Of that. He is the shepherd. Kai Lang! He's the shepherd of that timeline. Fuck you, Kai Lang. Get your bitch ass out of here. Move your bitch and bitch ass over, bitch.
What do you want?
Your attention.
Fuck off.
Someone would like to talk with you.
Fuck off, Troy Baker. This is back in the era where Troy Baker was in every fucking video. Well, then again, so was Laura Bailey. She still is.
How did you
There were 3 voice actors back in the 2010s, and their names were Laura Bailey, Troy Baker, and Nolan North.
Show yourself. I promise I won't miss.
Stick to your talents, Dr. Dasani.
One thing I'll give Bioware credit is they've always been loyal to their voice actors who do a good job. Fun fact, I don't think I've even mentioned this here.
Destroying the Reapers gains us
Fuck off, the elusive.
How
Fuck
about
off,
me?
Tim.
They're just trying to control us.
Yeah, they are. Liara's voice actress, Ali Harris, is also the voice of Scout
There
Harding.
would be nothing left.
Why do you... You're a fucking idiot. Tim is fucking stupid. Controlling the Reapers is fucking impossible. Actually, it's not. We know that later. But, Tim's fucking stupid. Tim's delusional.
What the hell are you talking about?
He's fucking indoctrinated.
I know them, Shepard. I know how they think.
I think you've gotten a little too close to the enemy.
He's indoctrinated, mid.
No. I'm saying they've got it right. Why kill when you can control?
I think we're gonna yell at him.
The Reapers have it right? You're indoctrinated. You're doing just what they want.
I could say the same of you. Wasting time on a war that can't be won.
At least I'm fighting.
Never question my ability to fight. I've been fighting them longer than you can imagine. And don't assume you know me.
I know you,
My
you
methods for
shitty little fuck.
Are simply more refined than yours.
You've lost touch.
You've forgotten everything you stood for. Cerberus was supposed to be humanity's sword, not a dagger in our back.
Poetic, but as usual, you missed the point. The world is more gray than you care.
Yeah, we're gonna fight. Fuck off.
With the Prothean
Put your
data,
shitty little
I
sword
can end
away.
this conflict, once and for all. You're either with me or against
As
me.
much as I love
There's nothing gray
swords,
about that.
giving Kai Ling a sword makes him such a fucking tryhard weeb.
Ling, the commander has something I need. Please relieve him of it. And then bring me the data.
Understood.
Like, there is straight up, like a good way to do characters like Kai Lang, like the edgelord weeb, like it's easy to do. Well, when you give characters like Virgil and Devil May Cry, that's an edgelord weeb that's done well. And for some reason I can't shoot the fucking gunship, even though gunships are not a problem most of the time.
I've got this! I need to recharge!
Already? Bitch?
The gunship's taking up position.
Waste your time if you want shit. The real target is in the room with you. Shepard is mine now.
No, fuck off, you.
You've had fun, Shepard.
I wish there was a way to win this fight, but there is not. This is one of those win the fight, lose in the cutscene type of bullshit fights.
There's only one way this ends.
Like, this kind of shit works in, like, a book or a movie, but it does not work in a video game. Like, having Kai Lang do something like this would be cool in a movie, or a TV show, or a book, but in a video game, it's fucking infuriating. You and your fucking plot armor. I hate this kind of shit in games. Like, sometimes it's understandable when it's like a fight you have to lose because the enemy's so powerful, but that's not the case here. We've taken out gunships like that before.
Cerberus thanks you for all your hard work.
And if they made Kai Lang a bigger threat and like just made him that powerful, I would have rather had him just be that fucking strong and kick the shit out of us. I would have rather had that than the gunship bullshit. There's a line we're not gonna get because he's already responsible for Thane's death. But if you're playing on a save file with no Miranda and no Thane, like they both died in Mass Effect 2, or if Thane died in Mass Effect 2 and you save Miranda in Mass Effect 3, then when you know, there's a line later where Shepard tells him, "There's no air support this time, you son of a bitch," which doesn't hit as hard as the line we're gonna get. It's pretty good, though. I've had all the conversations with Miranda I need.
Shepard! Hang on.
Thanks, babe. You saved my booty. I hate this because we've killed gunships before. We've killed things stronger than we've killed harvesters.
This is Shepard. Give us your location.
I repeat, is anyone on this frequency?
We read you. Give me your location.
The lieutenant's down. Our whole zone is collapsing. What happened to Shepard? Did they make it to the temple?
Yeah?
Please, is anybody there?
Yeah, this pisses me off. There are multiple reasons. Narratively, it pisses me off because I'm pissed for Shepard, because Shepard doesn't lose. This is Shepard's first time losing in the trilogy, if you really think about it. And I'm also pissed because the way they wrote it. The way they wrote it is fucking stupid. Mass Effect has a lot of writing problems. I still like it, but it has a lot of writing problems. And the funny thing is, most of the writing problems are shit that would work in a book really well. That would have worked really well and been a really big gut punch in a book. But the way they handled it in the game just does not work.
Commander?
It may work for you, and I'm happy for you if it does.
The mission.
I wish it worked for me. It does make me hate Kai Lang more, which is probably what they were going for.
How soon will the Crucible be ready to deploy?
Counselor. I wish the news was better. We didn't get the information.
What happened?
Cerberus was there. We were defeated. We don't know how to finish the Crucible.
I don't know what to say. What was the situation on Thessia?
Deteriorating fast. The Reapers are there in strength.
Then you'll excuse me. There are preparations to make, continuity of civilization to consider. I never thought this day would come.
None of us did. I'm
Probably ought to talk to Liara, girl.
sorry.
And now we get to yell at Joker because he's going to be a dick and say something
Asari forces
rude.
are in full retreat.
Not yet.
It is no longer safe for us to remain in this system.
And get the fuck out.
Get us out of here.
Shepard.
I'm mad. Shepard's mad.
Predicted Cerberus would reach Thessia before us.
Nope.
To hell with predictions. Thessia is lost, and that's on me. As is the data on the catalyst. I'm sick of Cerberus beating us to the punch.
Let's kick them in the balls first for a change.
I agree, James.
I'm with James. Anyone know where they're hiding? Anyone?
Well, there is something.
Do a
Let's hear
Trainer.
it, Trainer.
Yeah, tell me, Trainer.
I was able
Fucking
to
love
track
Trainer.
Kai Lang's shuttle through
Trainer
the-
is so good at her job. She's so fucking good at her job.
Disappeared in the Yera system.
Naturally.
It's not just gone though. The signal is being actively blocked.
How?
I'm not sure, but something is interfering with all signal activity in that region of space.
Commander, the Yera system is home to Sanctuary and little else. Sanctuary is a supposed safe haven for war refugees.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's worth checking out, Trainer?
That was a long pause.
Yes, sir, I do.
Then we'll
If
go.
Specialist Trainer hadn't examined the data so astutely, the interference would have been undetectable.
Good shit, Trainer.
Nice work, Trainer. You've given us a shot. Now let's make sure we don't waste it.
I was stationed on Horizon in the Lyra system, and you were the only Cerberus presence while I was there.
It's been
A slim lead.
a while, Caden.
Let's hope it's the right one.
I don't care how slim the leads are at this point. We've
Well,
done too
Caden, you're
much
coming with
to
me.
stop us.
And so is Vega.
I want that Prothean data. I want
I'm bringing my human bros.
no excuses.
Also give Liara time to mourn her planet. Caden and James in a...
Admiral Anderson is available on VidCom.
Oh yeah, let's talk to Papa. That sounded weird.
Shepard, I heard about Thessia.
We were so close, Anderson. So damn close to ending this war.
You didn't think it'd be that easy, did you?
I knew going in what the Reapers were capable of, but I also knew what I was capable of. And losing the Asari homeworld wasn't in the playbook.
Shepard, you know how many times I got my ass handed to me over the years?
And this is what Mass Effect's good at. The fucking the dialogue and the character writing is so fucking good.
Lucky to get out alive. So maybe Kai Lang did beat you. What of it?
It could cost us the war.
These guys in the Resistance, they know it's a losing proposition. They know the chances of seeing tomorrow are slim to none. But we all signed up anyway. Hell, I'm sitting in London right now staring at rubble. I was born here. And it's looking like I might die here too. So I say point us at the Reapers and we'll take our chances.
And that's the thing. Of all the negative things I said about sci-fi today in this video, and like the things I talked about with Mass Effect's lore and world building being not the best, the character writing and the dialogue is what saves this franchise. Not just saves it, makes it a top 10 RPG franchise.
You'll make it. When this is all over, show me London.
It might need a new coat of paint.
The dialogue and character writing is just so fucking good. I wish Dragon Age had characters this well written.
I will.
Anderson out.
The only main character in Dragon Age that's even remotely as much of a personality as Shepard is Hawk. I wonder how you get the maximum. Because I've done, like, every side quest off screen.
Not after we took down that Reaper on Rannoch. I don't know.
Yeah.
Commander, Cerberus has attacked a comm facility on...
Oh, there we go. I have to do that too.
Thanks for listening, Commander.
It was a good idea.
It was.
Right now, it's the best lead we've got.
It is.
In any event, good luck.
Thanks, Trainer. Thank you, Jessica Prom. Okay, cool. Oh, you motherfucker. Good, you opened this message. This isn't actually Asari military command. They're busy tending what's left of their planet. You survived our fight on Thessia. You're not as weak as I thought. But never forget that your best wasn't good enough to stop me. Our entire planet is dying because you lack the strength to win. The legend of Shepard needs to be rewritten. I hope I'm there for the last chapter. It ends with your death. See, this, and here's where it loses me. This whole thing would have been so well written, but they didn't need to write the "it ends with your death" part. Alright, now let's go talk to the party. And then off screen, I'm going to go to the Citadel and make sure we're not missing any loose ends before I head to Horizon. Which Horizon is not the end game, it's the mission right before the end game.
Gonna have a hard time recruiting. So Thessia, huh? I guess the Asari are wishing they had fewer dancers and more commandos right about now. Too soon?
Out of line.
You're a damn good pilot, Joker. And I put up with a lot because of that. But we're in the middle of a war.
You see this? Tiptree. Little colony out in the ass end of nowhere. My dad lives there. So does my sister. Reapers rolled in about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about that.
So you can assume that I'm generally aware there's a war on, Commander.
So why the jokes?
Because EDI says that according to your armor's metabolic scans, you're under more stress now than during the Skillian Blitz. Like more than Elysium, where it was pretty much you versus 10,000 Batarians trying to kill you.
I think the collector base would have been more stressful.
Anderson, he told me to take care of you. The guy leading the resistance on Earth is worried about you. And I'm supposed to help.
Okay, we're going to calm down. I do prefer the renegade response to Joker there, the first one, because he needed an ass chewing for that comment. Like, if I were in Shepard's shoes, I would have been a little bit harsher, because that comment was, especially considering Shepard's romancing Liara.
I appreciate the thought, Joker, but I'm fine.
The hell you are. You're like half robot at this point. No offense, Edie. And it's my fault. When the Collectors blew up the first Normandy, you died because I wouldn't leave. Because you had to come back for me.
Couldn't leave the best pilot in the fleet behind, could I?
Yeah, well, I guess that would have looked bad on your report.
Come on. We've got work to do.
Commander Shepard is the epitome of the paladin, the chaotic good or lawful good paladin, most of the time, that leads the D&D party. And that interaction right there just shows what I was talking about before about how good the character writing is in this game. Got anything, Edie?
Shepard, I have a question about human behavior.
This isn't the best time, Edie.
Perhaps humor?
No.
A penguin is driving through the Arizona desert.
No.
I'm not in the mood.
A lively rendition of La Marseillaise?
No.
No.
Very well. I will maintain a respectful silence until you indicate otherwise.
Thank you. I like Edie's personality, but like I am glad that they're putting the weight of the situation in this part of the game, because this is a heavy ass moment. Like, they just lost the Asari homeworld, essentially. We're gonna talk to everybody before we head off, but that's gonna be the end of the. Okay, Tally.
Shepard, this wasn't your fault.
It's not about fault. I was supposed to stop them.
You will.
I don't know if I can do this, Tally. Earth, Paladin, Thessia. I'm risking everything to build the Crucible, and I'm not even sure what it does. Who am I to make that call?
Oof.
You're the one who was right, all along. You fought when no one else would. When nobody else believed you. You can do this. I know you can.
Oh shit, I'm supposed to... We gotta go to engineering first. We gotta go talk to Javik.
Those were all lies back there.
They were not.
My people weren't animals for your kind to experiment on.
You wanted to know more about your history, Asari. Now you do.
I have a name. It's Liara Tassoni.
Hey,
Chill.
My home was just destroyed, and all he can do is gloat.
Given what's happened today, I think you owe Liara an apology, Javik.
Apologize for the truth?
For not doing more. You're a Protean. You were supposed to have all the answers. How could you not stop this from happening?
We believed you would. Long ago, we saw the potential in your people. Even then, it was obvious. The wisdom, the patience. You were the best hope for this cycle. So you were guided when necessary.
Well, it didn't work.
You're still alive, aren't you? Your world may have fallen. But as long as even one Asari is left standing, the fight isn't over.
I guess
it's a very, very good speech.
Despair is the enemy's greatest weapon. Do not let them wield it. Liara and Tassoni.
If Shepard and Javik were D&D characters, they'd be the two paladins of the party. Shepard is the Oath of Devotion paladin, and Javik's the Oath of Vengeance. Neither of them are Oath of the Crown, because neither one of them are cops. And pieces of shit.
That was unexpected. Thank you.
We still need her talents. If grief overcomes her, she will be lost to us.
So did you actually mean what you said?
Does it matter?
Liara means a great deal to me. It matters.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will tell you what you want to hear.
Why would you tell me that?
I meant what I said.
And yet another example of phenomenal character writing. God, see, every time I have a problem with the writing in this game, of either the main story or like the like.
Not bad. I've never seen Liara like.
I'll go talk to Liara.
Good. When she went by, she just really needs you right now.
She does. The character writing, this main story writing is really good too. It's the world building and the lore that sucks.
studied Protheans my entire life. If I'd been shown the beacon on Thessia earlier...
You would have needed Shepard's cipher to comprehend it.
I still could have learned from it. Instead, my mother hid the galaxy's most important archaeological find from me.
True.
It must have been such a joke to her when I became a Prothean researcher.
The penalties for withholding Prothean technology are among the harshest in Council space. Your mother's motives may have been simply to shield you.
Perhaps. Thank you, Edie. I hadn't considered that. How did this
Comfort our
happen?
girlfriend. Oh, she's
The
crying.
entire civilization. The Asari's history. The Protheans made it a lie all along. And I abandoned my people to hunt for the catalyst.
You'd never do that.
They're dying by the millions. I told those people on Thessia we'd save them. How many Asari died because I demanded their help?
None.
Shepard, that isn't true.
You've been warning your people for 4 years, Liara. There's not a damn thing you should feel guilty about.
Yeah, I'm with Shepard on this.
If we move back,
Some people will have given Liara shit for her reaction here, but it's like...
we lost Thessia,
But...
but we haven't
Oh,
lost
well,
the
she
Asari.
doesn't get as upset, like, with Earth and Palo, and I'm like... She's very, like... empathetic and sympathetic to Shepard and Garrus about Palavin and Earth, and Rannoch, too, with Tali. She's super sympathetic and empathetic whenever she does talk
That's something
to them about it. Like, whenever she brings it up.
I owe them.
I knew you'd think of something.
Like, I've seen people...
Still need some time, Shepard. But thank you.
I've seen people say, like, oh, well, she acts kind of shitty about it, and, like, is like, well, we still need to, like, hold strong. It's like, no, she doesn't. She's super sympathetic. It's Shepard's the one who's like, I gotta focus, and Liara's like, okay, I'll help. But, like, anytime Earth's brought up, she's like, Shepard, are you okay? Oh, another Garrus convo.
Any word from your family?
They made it off Palavin.
That's
It was
good.
tight, but they're okay.
We'll take every scrap of good news we can get.
I haven't heard from my mom, though.
Why?
I just had to make a tough call with the Primarch. He said our fleets are being decimated, so I advised him to cease all offensive operations against the Reapers.
A full retreat.
The only way to save Palavin now is to hold our ships back for the Crucible. But if I'm wrong, then a lot of other Turian families won't be as lucky as mine.
I think he's right, though. I think Garrus made the right call. They say it as a renegade option, but I'm pretty sure Garrus made the right call there. Because we need the fleet for the Crucible. And this is where it gets to the point where it's like, we have to make these really fucking tough decisions, and we are leaders overseeing millions of people, billions of people each.
If it means anything, I would have given the Primarch the same advice.
Yeah, there's that ruthless calculus again. How are you holding up, Shepard? This all has to be taking a toll.
Yes.
There's only so much fight in a person. Only so much death you can take before
your friend picks you up, dusts you off, and tells you you're the best damn soldier he's ever met. We'll get through this. We always do.
Garrus is the homie. Garrus is the best homie. What class would Garrus be if you were D&D? I think he'd be a fighter. If he was a single class, he'd probably be a battle master fighter, maybe arcane archer. But if he's multi-classed, he'd definitely have a couple levels in assassin rogue. Thane would be an assassin rogue for sure. Tali's an artificer for sure. Liara's a cleric, I'd say. James is a barbarian. James is a fighter, for sure. Actually, speaking of James, does he have anything to say? I don't think he does, but
I'm liking the new you, Esteban. It's about time you loosened up a little.
Not sure how drinking mezcal late into the night makes me a better crewman.
How does it not? Gives you heart. You need heart to fight this kind of war.
Heartburn, maybe.
I love these guys.
Seriously, could we at least get some decent tequila?
Hey, you're the procurement specialist. Set us up.
Shepard, thanks again for being there at the refugee memorial.
Of course.
I feel better. Everything's so much clearer now.
Glad I could help.
Okay. Oh, I think James has kind of an insensitive comment too, but you can't really call him on it.
Hey, for what it's worth, I know how it feels to lose like that.
Okay,
I know
never
that
mind.
doesn't make it easier, but You're just human like the rest of us.
If you're trying to make me feel better, it's not working, Lieutenant.
Hey, everyone on this ship knows you did all you could. You need to cut yourself some slack. Whatever it takes to get that data back from Cerberus.
Yeah, you're coming with me.
Whatever it takes to end this.
Noted.
You're coming with me, so that's probably a good thing that you said that. Yeah, we're bringing James and Caden to Horizon just because we're fighting. It's not the final confrontation with Cerberus, but it's one of the last ones. And we're beating the shit out of Cerberus. Next episode. And with that, this is where we're going to end the episode. Next episode, we are going to kick the hell out of Cerberus. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I play a lot of RPGs on the channel. Next thing on the docket's probably the Oblivion remaster. A Let's Roleplay, definitely. And that'll be fun because the Elder Scrolls games have been something I've been planning for a while, but just haven't really done yet because it's a big, ambitious project to do a Let's Roleplay of those games because there's so much I can do roleplay-wise. But we're going to do it with Oblivion, and then once we finish Oblivion, I might move into Skyrim, who knows. But, yeah, so that'll be the next game on the dock. But we've got a few more episodes of Mass Effect to go, because we've got Horizon, we've got the Citadel DLC, and then the end game. So I think minimum 5 episodes minimum left, probably 6. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.